Page 79, relative minor keys. I've spoken briefly about relative minors, but here we go. So let's make sure we understand what relative minor is all about. In music, you have major and minor, okay? And within the minor, we have relative minor and parallel minor. Parallel minor is when you start on the same note as the major. So C major, well, C minor is the parallel minor, and it has 3 flats. It's the natural minor. That's parallel. We're talking relative here. The relative is, it's related to the major by key signature. It has the same key signature. So C major has no sharps or flats, and the minor that has no sharps or flats is A minor. It's the relative minor. In my opinion, the best way of doing it is you take the major and you go down a third. And the reason I say that is because the keys you're going to use for the interval are in the scale. They're the white keys. I go down a third. And remember, the key I'm on is 1. 1, 2, 3. That's a third. I go down a third. That tells me the minor, the relative minor, A minor. And I'm sticking with the natural minor right now. There's different kinds of minors. One thing at a time here, okay? Relative minor. I just go down a third from the major. But remember, when you go down a third, you got to use the keys or the notes within the scale. You can't just use it. I can't go 1, 2, 3 because that's not it. There's no B flat in C major. So it's 1, 2, 3. There. It kind of sounds neat, doesn't it? Da, 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 whatever. I don't know. Okay. So then they give you the written exercise of the key signature. You put in the major and minor. So let's just go through it. I don't know if I'm really supposed to give you the answer to this or not, but it's really, really super important you understand it. So let's at least do a couple. The first one is I've done for you. I've already done. It's C major. The second one has 2 sharps. So you need to know what is the major key with 2 sharps. So if you don't know the scales, again, you can always go with sharps. Remember, you take the last sharp and you go up 1 note, and that's it. So the last sharp here is C sharp. You go up a note, that's D. So we're in the key, that's D major. That tells you the major right there. Now you just need to know which minor key has 2 sharps in it. Well, go down a third in the scale. So here, so it's like here. B, right? Because that's a third. From here, I just go down in the scale. So B minor has 2 sharps. And in flats, remember, you take the next to the last flat. And that's the key. So the 4 is A flat major here. And then you go down a third and you find that. Now when you get to number 5, there's no next to the last flat. There, you either remember that with 1 flat it's F major, or you take the flat and you go down a 4th. You could take the last flat in any key signature with flats and you can go down a 4th. It's just easier on the flats if it has more than 1, rather than going down a 4th. Look at the next to the last flat. It is a 4th. It's just easier. But number 5 is an F major, and you have to figure out the minor key that goes with it. So you can do those. Hopefully you understand them okay. Hopefully. Well, it's good to have hope. Let me know if you have questions.